I've been reading. I'm a Jesus girl. Hey, I'm a Jesus girl.
Hello, it's Wednesday, so y'all know it's time for Wednesday's Word for Women REmiX. Yeah, I am so excited. I'm so glad to be here with you on this Wednesday or whenever you may pop on and watch it. Guys and gals alike, you know we love the brothers, so the delegation is always open to whomever decides to watch. So, I hope thus far your day's been rocking this entire planet. Your week's been flipping along fantabulously. But if not, y'all know what's our motto. Our motto is we grab a hold of something to be grateful and thankful for because we're people of gratitude. And why is that important? Because once we flip through the Rolodex of our mind, we grab a hold of something to be grateful and thankful. That will shift any mood. And it gives us ammo against anybody killing our vibe or stealing our joy. We know that our attitude, responses, and reactions are all up to us. Has nothing to do with him, her, them, circumstances that I'm in. I get to dictate to that. So I want to talk about a serious subject, guys. And this is serious in the fact of the effect that it has on people. As I talk to people and transparency, even with myself, the one thing that we get so stuck on that really hinders and cripples us in our lives is our pain. But I believe that there's a good reason for that, because in this culture, I don't know, for some reason, people, and especially the ones that hurt us, tend to want to make us defend why our pain is valid. And it becomes conditional on the details of the facts. And so they try to invalidate our pain. And you don't have to defend why your pain is valid. I think that if you can learn that there are going to be three types of people dealing with your pain, or experiences you'll have while you deal with your pain, I think then we will be more apt to process through our pain. Pain is pain, but pain can only stop you or get you stuck if you don't process through the pain. This world is full of pain. Everybody is going to have pain. Everybody is going to experience different types of pain, and everybody is going to process it through it different. The problem comes in when I try to put my process on you and you try to put your process on me. And because this helped you work through your process of pain, then by God, it should help me work through my process of pain. Or this situation affected me like that, so it should affect you like that. Or we have some, just get over it. You're so blessed. Why? You can't be tripping about that. Or this is good. God is good. And we should just be grateful for breath and life. Yes, that is true, but pain is still pain, and we are still here, and we still have to deal, and we still have to process through the pain like any other thing in this world. And so you don't have to defend why your pain is valid. So many people are asking people to do that. And what if you can't even validate, you can't even explain it. You can't explain why this is affecting you that way. There's no right or wrong way to experience pain. Now, there are some destructive things we can do to try to self-medicate with pain, but there is no right or wrong way to deal with pain. And there's a little lady I love in the Old Testament. Her name is Hannah. I'm not going to read you all of this, but I'm going to be in 1 Samuel in case you want to know. 1 Samuel chapter 1, and it goes from 1 to 20, but I'm just going to hit a couple of scriptures. But I want to start, give you the backdrop. So there's this woman, she is married to a priest. She's married to a guy that works in the temple, very high up, him and his son. She's one of two wives. She's actually the one that cannot get pregnant. I was about to say sister wives. the other wife, of course, could have children, Penina, and Hannah could not. And so back then, if you couldn't have kids, y'all, like, it was like a curse. You was cursed by God. They realized that God is the one that closed your room. So like, it was a big thing. You were thought of less than. And so I'm going to pick up at verse 5. So that's the backdrop. Talking about different kind of people and how you'll deal with your pain. So verse 5, but to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, though the Lord closed her womb. So he would give servings to his wives, his kids and stuff, but to her he gave a double portion. And so you have to know that sometimes people will think that there can be a substitute for your pain, like their efforts should alleviate your pain. And yes, it's true, it's good to have someone walking with you through the pain, but nobody can substitute their effort for your pain. It helps, but it doesn't stop it. And so these people are the people that they try, they're with you and they're trying and they're the ones that get frustrated, and they're the ones that then probably back off, saying that you're too much, you got too much drama, because they don't understand, just because you are giving an effort to help me, to help alleviate my pain, does not make that pain go away. It don't stop it, and I'm still gonna have to process through it my way. I'm so grateful and I'm thankful to you for walking with me in this, but it's not gonna stop it, and it's not gonna short circuit and stop my process that I must go through, whatever your process is. And then there's verse 6. So he's like, hey, I'm doing this for you. You should be all right. And then we have people, verse 6, that will, I'm going to read it to you. And her rival used to provoke her grievously to irritate her because the Lord closed her womb. So then you're going to have some folks that will take advantage of your pain. Some folks that will use it against you. These are the worst kind of people that they know that you have an issue, and yet they will do the very thing that will amplify or magnify that. It's like the guy or girl, whichever one, you meet someone, you guys are in a relationship, you guys are getting to know each other, you telling each other about your past and how bad your past was, or perhaps you were in an abusive relationship, or perhaps this person did this thing to you and it hurt you, this thing, whatever that thing is, and then they do the same thing. They start doing that to you to control you. Those are the worst kind of people to me, because they are taking advantage of your pain. They're using your pain against you. Those people you need to give the deuces to. They need to go. They don't mean you any good. For anybody to use your pain against you, they have a serious problem, and you would do well to just let them go, get them out of their life. They must have some pain that they ain't deal with to make them shady people like that. That is a disgusting thing, but it happens all the time. And so you need to beware of the people that will use your pain against you. And so then in verse 8, and Elkanah, her husband, said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? And why don't you eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not more to you than 10 sons? Okay, so these are the people that will view your pain as like, don't you have enough? Like, get over it. You're blessed. You have so many other things going. And that may be true, y'all, but that doesn't change the fact that I have this pain, that I have this issue. And so don't ever think that it is not okay for you to be dealing with pain, for pain to have came and rocked your world, for pain to have came and change the dynamics of who you are, brokenhearted, or our soul is hurt. You know, you get that pain and you feel it in your heart. like, it's like takes your breath away. Don't ever diminish that just because you're blessed in other areas. Heck, we are all blessed. Everybody can say they're blessed, but that doesn't diminish the fact that I have this pain. This thing hurt me. She hurt me. It hurt me. It has brought me, it has damaged me. It has did something to me. Just because we're blessed does not dilute your pain. And so people will try to do that meaning good, or meaning well, trying to get your mind on the good things in life, and that is good, but understand that is not going to take away that you have to still then process through your pain. And verses 9 through 19 talk about how Hannah, she processed through. She did her thing. She did it her way. Ending in verse 20, Hannah conceived and bore a son, Samuel, because I have asked for him from the Lord. So don't get stuck in your pain, but then process through your pain without someone trying to dictate to you how to go through it. Perhaps you shouldn't be feeling this way, or you're too blessed, or it wasn't that bad. I mean, something can rock me that does not rock you. So we don't compare our pain. We don't qualify another's pain. We don't have to do that. Nobody asked you to qualify and validate your pain. You need to tell them, if they try, stop. That's stop. This is not a debate. This is not a question. This is not, do I earn the right to feel this pain? If it's a pain to you, it's a pain to you, boo-boo. And so what you have to do is figure out, as Hannah did, is verses 9 through 19, how to process through. It said, I love how the scripture said, and in due time. So, boo-boo, in due time, if you just go through the process, whatever that looks like to you, could be therapy, could be talking to the person, could be not. That could be dangerous, could be not a good look. But whatever it is, could be journaling, it could be just working through the steps, whatever that instance was, or whatever that thing is, doing some research on it. It could be whatever. Some people they deal with it like solo, just by themselves, taking walks, going out to the water. Well, I love the water. Water is something about the water. If you sit in front of some water, it's just wonderful. Well, whatever that thing is, make sure the process is yours. Don't let someone making an effort to stand with you in your pain be the thing that's going to get you over your pain. Don't let anyone take advantage of your pain. When you see that, they need to move around out your life. Don't let someone try to compare all the good that's going on in your life and all you do have against the pain, invalidating the pain. Don't let anyone do that. What we do is just process through whatever that process is, our pain. I pray hers was bearing this. I don't know what your pain is. I don't know what someone's did to you. I do know that things affect us in more ways than we ever thought. And the reason you might be having these patterns, the reason that you might keep doing this behavior, the reason why you might still be caught up in this thing, the reason why you can't love, the reason why you can't trust, the reason why you can't do this, the reason why you can't do that may be because you have some undiagnosed pain and you have some undealt with pain, and maybe someone has tried to make you qualify that pain, and so you're trying to just be a big girl, big boy, put on the big boy girls and boys draws, but that's not what you have to do. I promise you, you don't have to defend your pain, and people, especially the ones that hurt you, don't get the right to make your pain conditional upon the facts. Whatever the facts is, the fact of the matter is you have pain, I have pain. So now let's find out, how do I deal with it? What's my process so then I can get out of it? I pray that today that I don't want you stuck today, but I do want you to walking in this road to freedom. The beginning is to acknowledge that this is a pain and this is doing something to my life and I need to get up out of it. And so how do I do that? I pray that you have as much love, joy, and peace that you need to carry you through the rest of this week. I love you. I'm a fan and I'm praying for you. Be blessed.
Hi, Champagne. My question for you is, it seems that now more than ever, the United States is extremely divided. How could you encourage every single person that is listening to take accountability and responsibility of their part of the mess and figure out how we can all work together to bring us together and create a spirit of unity as Americans in our country? And not to disregard our divisions, but to be able to learn from each other and honor each other.
That was a phenomenal question. Thank you, Madam Mayor Michelle de la Isla. I think it's a very timely question as well. And so it's a lot, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Okay, so her question was that the United States is divided more than ever. How can I encourage each of us to take responsibility for the mess and accountability and figure out how we can all work together to bring us together and create a spirit of unity as Americans in our country, and also not to disregard our divisions, but to be able to learn from each other and honor each other. That was her question. And so we all know that the United States is divided, showing much uniting going on. I think we've seen in our recent history how the insanity of humanity can just rage if left to itself, or if it is allowed to go unchecked. So first, I just think that looking at unity is the state of being united or joined as a whole, a totality, related parts of an entity. It's an entity that's complex. It's a part of a system, but it is not the same. It does not mean the same. It just means that the different parts are working together. So knowing that we are not the same, I think is key. So allowing for the differences, I think, is crucial. Now, I'm not saying to agree with erroneous, evil, bad things. I'm just saying, as humanity, as people, to know that we have differences, we have different ideologies, we see things different. So allowing you to be you and me to be me, I think, is key to unity. So I'd first encourage us that. And second, to tie into that, I think I will encourage us to be wholly and fully us, to have internal stability, because in order for the system, for the United States to work, everybody needs to show up as their best self. And so I think you need to have an internal stability so that you can show up well in whatever part that you are playing in the great scheme of our whole. So as you are fully and wholly you, that actually helps the whole system. That's the part of the accountability, because I know that, even though we're not all responsible for the division, we are accountable to how we respond and react to those who are for the division that we do see, or the division that we are a victim of. So that reaction and response to those is the accountability piece that I think we all can take. And I feel like at the end of the day, we need to be accountable for what we do. I think that once you realize that what the other man or other woman or the wrong or all of the isms or all of that's dividing us, all the foolishness and shenanigans, once you realize they are going to be held responsible in some kind of way for that, and I'm just accountable and for what I do, I think it actually clears the lens for you to see it, and be able to respond and react not in a way that perpetrates the system, that feeds into it. We're responsible to not feed into or play on the things that are going on. So I feel like that is what we can do. Not feed into it, but fight against it, and make sure we're standing in a place that is actually working toward the unity, not playing into their stuff to keep this division going, because that system works because people keep feeding into it, people keep buying into it, people keep playing a part in it. And so if you stop that, then the system will fail. I also think working towards unity, unifying America by getting involved in the process is crucial. That fights the problem, that works against it. I don't think anyone can get a pass. And though I'm not responsible for what you are doing, we're responsible for our children's futures, our sons, our daughters. We're responsible for what we do in this moment in history. We are responsible for that. And so I feel like a key to unifying America is keeping the focal point. Once we fight against the problem, once we stand and show up as, no, we're not finna let this go, we're not finna keep this, then I think that is also a way that we can help. And my last thoughts are, we know that we are in the same country, sharing the same moment in history, but experiencing it totally different. Some have experienced it in ways that the country was intended to. Others, of course, we know has not. It's not an argument, it's proven. We know that has not. But the unifier, the answer to that is to, in my opinion, have ears to hear, forgiveness to give, and a strong stance of what we're not going to continue to stand for, and then live as that. I think that we can all honor humanity, not honor the acts, not honor the wrong, but honor humanity. And once you have an honor for humanity, I think that instinctively gives you the fortitude that you need to be in this messy, muddled waters. And finally, I think that we are not going to be complacent, and we're not going to belittle or make light of what's going on in our country. That helps no one. We're not going to not be honest, but we can respect each person that shows up to the table, though different, to help unify this country. I think we need to pray for the leaders. I'm a Jesus girl through and through. I believe in the power of prayer, and I know that it's going to take power bigger than all of us. So I encourage people to lean on their faith. I also encourage you to experience, cross-culturally experience life, meaning going into different communities, doing different things, meeting new different people, listening to opinions and lifestyles different than yours, and really hearing and listening to them. And I think that's how we can start uniting the United States of America. I don't believe it's hopeless. Change is here, guys, and I think it's our moment in history to bust our move. So I hope, Madam Mayor, I answered your question. You guys be blessed. Have a wonderful week.
Jesus, God,